Hey everyone, welcome to Crappy Reviews. This is Crapgamer coming at you once again. Thanks for checking out one of my videos. Make sure you give it a thumbing and or liking because I really appreciate that. And my comparison videos, my versus videos are really starting to take off. I'm getting a lot of positive feedback for them. So I figured I'll go ahead and do some more. I've got a lot of them actually planned. It's actually a lot more simple than I originally thought it would be. And today it's going to be Forza Motorsport 6 versus DriveClub. Yes, I would have loved to do this with a newer PlayStation exclusive racer, but sadly, DriveClub is all they've managed to ship, so that's what I'm going to have to go with. And I figured comparing it to Forza Motorsport 6 was the best thing to do since they're both track racers and things like that, and that would be the more similar thing to do as opposed to Forza Horizon 2 or whatever, which is an open world type racer. And I'm going to judge these on 3 different areas, and then you guys can vote and let me know which one you think is it or not. First of all, we're going to go with graphics, and I know a lot of people are going to just jump right on and say that DriveClub looks better, and I would disagree with that. There's a lot of times where DriveClub looks great, but a lot of the times it also doesn't look very great. There's sometimes where there's no shadowing whatsoever on the cars. They look like they're just kind of ice skating, you know. And as far as like any kind of sound or anything like that, I think that they're very generic sounding. And as far as a presentation aspect, I don't think that it has the presentation that is indicative of the Forza series. There's a reason why Forza is synonymous with a great racing experience, and I think that as far as the graphical output and things like that, Forza Motorsport 6 is doing wonders. It's doing the 60 frames per second as well, which I think is necessary for a track racer. They added the slick weather and things like that. I think it just overall it looks much better. I think that as far as the cars looking what they're supposed to, and especially the interiors, if you look at the interiors and just the vast selection that you can have on Forza Motorsport 6, it just absolutely trumps everything that DriveClub's doing. I'm not saying that DriveClub is a bad looking game or that isn't a good game, or maybe some aspects will outshine graphically what Forza Motorsport 6 does, but overall as a whole graphically, I think Forza Motorsport 6 definitely gets the win. And some people might disagree, but it's my opinion and I'm sticking with it. So Forza Motorsport 6 wins graphics in the head-to-head. Next up we'll go to gameplay, and I think that Forza Motorsport 6 obviously has so many different things that you can do with it, like so many different cars, something like over 400 cars. There's all the customization options and things like that. Of course, there's Xbox Live multiplayer. There's the Drivatar system, so that you can actually kind of practice and get to know the tendencies that what your friends and things like that do and learn how to beat them. There's everything that Forza Motorsport 6 does as far as the career mode is really impressive. And now what I didn't like about the DriveClub situation was, one, you don't really have a way to choose which level you're going to compete at, right? It's just the one set level. There's no there's no like Drivatar aspect. The AI is really stupid as far as I'm concerned, you know what I mean? And I just feel like get the stars to finish up or whatever is just basically something that I'm not a fan of. If you're going to do a career mode or whatever, then do a career mode. Do it properly. Don't do like, oh, you have to unlock a certain amount of stars and then unlock the next series or whatever. That is stupid. So overall, I think as far as the gameplay, the cars, and everything is much easier to handle in Forza Motorsport. The options, everything is much easier, much better in Forza Motorsport. So again, gameplay is going to go to Forza Motorsport 6. Really shouldn't be that much of a surprise, as that is the newer game and Forza is, king of racing. So next up would be customization. This is one that's actually kind of laughable because there is no customization in DriveClub. DriveClub doesn't have that option. There's some basic stuff that you can do, but with Forza you can spend all day tuning up your cars and custom painting it and do whatever you want, and you can't do that on DriveClub. So I think that at the end of the day it's a clean sweep for Forza. Xbox One may not be known for a lot of things, but they have the best of the best when it comes to certain genres, and I think this is just another one of those instances where it's very easily proven. Forza Motorsport 6 is definitely a cut above everything else, as far as just overall gameplay graphics, just fun factor is there. And after all, Turn 10 Studios is still a thing, still doing games, while Evolution Studios is completely closed down. So, you know, again, winner, Forza Motorsport 6. Let me know who you vote for in the comment section. Hit me up on Twitter at @_Crapgamer. Follow me on Xbox Live, MOH space Crapgamer. Thanks for watching. Crapgamer out.